We're on the back side of Cape Cod, around the corner from Race Point. So with all these sand eels, there's literally millions of them here. And when this happens, the fish come up and feed on the sand eels. It can be very difficult to hook a fish because they're just rolling through the schools basically with their mouth open. Fish everywhere, but they're just not biting. It's because there's too much bait. So again, my strategy is to get away from the bait, putting this jig in the zone where I'm marking some fish about 30 feet.
Yeah, Mike, that fish took on the way down, right underneath all the sand eels. Not the biggest fish out here, but good start anyway. We got a bunch of them, Mike, from 20 to 40 feet down.
Sean, we're in what, about 100 feet of water right here?
75.
75, so I'm gonna let it down to the bottom. You'll notice how I had the line in between my fingers, because oftentimes you get a hit on the drop and it slows down substantially if you get a hit. So I'm ready to convert a hit on the drop here. So I'm on the bottom, I'll give it a few jigs. I'm just gonna slowly work it like this till I get closer to the surface. What I'm doing is I'm effectively twitching this jig about 30 or 40 feet below the bait ball. I'm just making it look like maybe it's a wounded bait fish, wounded sand eel that have fallen down. And I'm looking for those bigger fish that aren't keyed in on the masses. And the fish on top, drilling on those sand eels, they're lazy. They just want to bucket feed right through the masses. And as far as I'm concerned, this is the best technique to fish through these highly finicky situations. Yeah, decent fish. I mean, not huge, but it's crazy how many sand eels are here. There's fish working on the sand eels, but they're really hard to catch because the sand eels are so thick in the water. I literally just had to tickle that bait. I put it down about halfway, in this case about 50 feet of water, and just tickled that jig, the metal jig, the sand eel jig. That fish just hopped right on.